Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to PrepMed. This week's video, we are reviewing the new Tactigami accessories that can help you customize Vertx backpacks. So if you've opened up a Vertx pack recently, you've found packs that are very minimalist. A lot of their new stuff doesn't have a whole lot of organization built in, and it allows you to customize it any way you want. Now, I've talked about this in a number of other videos, but I haven't had a chance to actually show you what accessories Vertx sells to allow you to customize these packs to meet your individual needs. Now, I do have a code. It can save you a couple dollars here and there for Vertx. It also helps support the channel. I've got a lot of other reviews of packs if you're looking for that. So they just released a new line of Tactigami. Now, Tactigami has always been kind of their trademark for accessories that you can put in the pack to allow you to carry different things. Traditionally, Tactigami has actually been foldable hook and loop accessories that you can put around a gun or a mag holster were some of their original ones. Recently, they came out with this new line that has a lot of different features and really goes well with some of their new packs. Some people really like the new minimalist design of these packs. Some people think it's a play for money. You can decide that for yourself. I will say if you don't like the ability to customize your pack like this, you can still buy a lot of their older models on their website, which will give you a lot of that built-in organization. However, if you're like me and you like building something out to your needs, then this video is for you. So we're going to go through section by section. I'm just going to talk about each piece, what I think about it, and what I think about some of the use cases are. Obviously, I don't have anything set up for how I'm exactly carrying it right now. I just set this up to demonstrate some of the capabilities. Keep that in mind as we watch the video. The first Tactigami accessories we're going to talk about are the pack organizers. And this is really the base of the new Tactigami system that they have come out with. I say base because these really appear to be made to fit together. So like here we've got the large, we can put the medium on there and then a small one if we want that. Or we can stack other things on the outside of whatever organizers we decided to buy. Now, the large and the medium ship on their own. There's nothing else in the package, but if you buy the small, it comes in a pack of 2, so keep that in mind as you're looking at picking something up. So let's start with the large here, and once again, I don't have this set up exactly how I'm going to use it in the real world, but it does demonstrate its capabilities. The front is all loop, so like I was talking about, these are stackable. If I buy the large and then 2 smalls, I can place these on the exterior and I can have a little bit more pockets going down with the large pocket in the back. Each one of these is relatively thin, I'd say 1 to 2 inches in thickness. They can bow out, but one issue I've noticed with these is if you really overpack them and you put a ton in there, it will bulge in the front, but it will also bulge in the back, which decreases the surface area of the hook that is able to stick on the loop of your pack. So keep that in mind. This is definitely meant for more flat storage. They have pretty heavy duty zippers on either side, and we can open it up just like this. So in here I have one of their mesh pockets, which we'll talk about later, and an admin organizer panel there. And the inside is all loop on this side. This one, you can't stick anything to it, but I don't really see that as a downside because once again, these are so thin, it would be really hard to double stack things on either side. Even so, it would be kind of nice to see that hook extend on this side of the panel. One thing I can really say with these is that if you want a backpack where you open it up and it doesn't look like, you know, a tactical backpack, if you're using this for EDC and you just don't want your tools exposed when you open your backpack, these are great because this will allow you to use all the Tactigami accessories you were using before or your holster, whatever you want to put in here. You can open the backpack, use it like normal, but then when you have a need, you can open this very specific panel. You will notice how this opens. So for some packs, this will be great. For others, it won't be great. Obviously, if you have a top opening backpack and you try to open it like this, you're only going to be able to get in the top, which is fine for a lot of accessories, especially what I have in here. I could reach everything. But if you do want that full clamshell opening, you're going to either have to open your backpack all the way or you're going to need a sling that this is oriented in the right way when you attach it inside of it. So this is the large pack organizer. Now coming over to the medium pack organizer. This is about half the size of the large there. It's a square, not a rectangle, same depth, and it has the hook on the back. Now in here, and this kind of demonstrates why the stackability is so cool, I just threw an IV bag, and this is with one of their BAP straps, BAP straps, that's just containing this. Now, I have this in there. I can put this, zip it up, put it in the pack. Now, let's say I want to have my IV start kit right in one of these small ones, which we'll talk about in a second. I can throw this on top of that. And then last but not least, I can take one of their MAC bands and I can throw it on top of this. And right now, this is a pretty condensed IV module right all in one. So you can really customize these for anything you want to do. I've seen a lot of setups with like photography setups with like camera batteries or NVG batteries here. You can store a lot in these cases. The only downside is they're pretty thin. So if you have a really bulky material, you can buy one of their legacy packs, one of their organizers, and those have a little bit more room in them. So that leads me seamlessly into the small size. So I am more of a fan of the medium and the small sizes, just for what I'm using them for. I think it works a little bit better. And then I really like these MAC bands, which we'll talk about in a second. But these small ones are, once again, they're about half the size of the medium, and these go back to a rectangular form factor. You open them up, and once again, you have this loop interior. Now, I don't have them on here because I threw them all in a drawer already, but when you buy one of these, you'll get a bunch of different zipper pulls. So if you want to color code the zipper pulls to correspond to different things, you can. This is a pretty standard organizational tactic in like medical bags. You know, you've got blue is for airway, green is for hypothermia, or whatever you want to do. Red is for massive bleeding. And it's just one way to keep organized. Now, like I said, all of these have loop exteriors. So if you want to just label them the old-fashioned way with a patch, you absolutely can do that. And they all kind of go together. The next two pieces of Tactigami we're going to discuss are the MAP admin double and then the admin organizer. They've got a lot of different names, so if I mix something up slightly, forgive me. I've got links to these things down below. So this guy right here, their MAP double admin organizer, this is one of the only pieces of Tactigami that is shipping with most of their packs. So if you buy one of their new ones, this will be stuck to the top of the pack, and it is very versatile. So this allows you to do a couple different things. Number one, you've got shock cord here, so you can resize this to fit anything you want. Now, obviously for my needs, one of the most obvious things that you can throw in there is a tourniquet, and it works very well. Easily rapid deployable, and then you can put any number of things in the second one. If you want a second tourniquet, if you want to throw a knife in there, it all works out pretty well. One of the hidden abilities of this that took me actually longer than it should have to figure out is that if you have one of these admin pouches, I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, oh man, they got rid of the ability to carry pens. But the back of this patch actually has a blank spot in the Velcro, so these are meant to just take, you know, a pen or a Sharpie, you can throw it in back and you can still actually use the shock cord as needed. The only miss with this, I think, is that this doesn't come with the sizable clip for shock cord. I forget what that's called, but this guy right here, if you want to resize it, you have to untie it, loosen it, retie it, which I think is kind of a pain. I would much rather be able to just slide that clip back and forth to resize it if I'm using it for something bigger or smaller, or at the very least, loosen it way up, throw whatever I need in it, and then we can tighten it down with that. So that's the one miss I see. Otherwise, this thing works really well. And like I said, this comes with a lot of packs. So if you're buying a pack and you want this, just do some research and make sure it comes with it. You don't necessarily have to buy this separately. The next thing we're talking about is the admin organizer, I think it's called. And this is kind of more of a standard admin pouch. This is kind of what we're used to seeing. So hook back like everything else, it can just stick to the inside of your pack wherever you need it. And it's got a couple different pockets that can kind of broaden your capabilities. So first and foremost, we've got kind of a classic Vertx mesh pocket. This is what we're used to seeing in a lot of their packs when they do have a pouch installed. And these are those pull cords that I was telling you about to color code it any way you want. So you've got this stash pocket, which will hold actually quite a bit. You know, I'd use this for, you know, keys, simple things. Then you've got a stuff pocket back here that just allows you to put whatever you want in there. It can bulge out whatever works for you. You've got two more like magazine size pouches, and this has actually fits very well the Sore Rescue Med Mags. I'm gonna just take one of these and we can put it down into that guy. Holds it very, very sturdy, very secure. Or if you want to put a classic mag in either of them, it fits as well. Now, this doesn't have like crazy retention like you'd see in like a battle belt or anything like that. So, you know, obviously use caution using it, but fits really well if you want to throw 2 of those. You want to put some med mags in. It's a really easy way to carry your medical supplies. So both of those work. Now, I don't really know what the use case is for it, but these are both loop backed. So if you have a hook accessory you want to put in here, you absolutely can. The last pockets on this piece are going to be these 2 elastic pockets on either side. Now, there's 2 to start with. So if you want to do the exact same thing I was doing before, you know, put a med mag on one side, something else on the other, you absolutely can. Or if you want to turn this into a really large pocket, you just pull this tab and it will unvelcro the whole thing. It becomes an elastic dump pouch you can put any number of things inside of. So works really well. Now I will say if you put something too bulky on this side, it's just going to pop that Velcro off and it's going to be free range between the 2. So if you're looking for a more condensed pocket that's going to hold things tighter and not pop out, I'd use one of these lower ones. But all in all, it's a pretty simple pocket that can meet a lot of different needs. So these next ones are probably some of the most utilized Tactigami that I have. I've used these in a ton of different setups. I'm actually currently using these in my Hill People Gear chest rig for flights. They're just elastic band organizers with a loop backing, and I believe they call these the Mac bands. So you basically have 3 different sizes of these. You've got the large size, and I think this is like standard or full and standard and split, I think is how they label them, but it doesn't matter. You can easily tell the difference online. But here you've got 3 pouches. These can easily hold, you know, tourniquets. This can hold larger flashlights, life straws, anything like that. And then it just sticks to whatever you need on the backside. This is the same thing. So I've actually used this Mac band for a lot of different syringes. And what I've noticed is that you don't really need all of this real estate. So like in tight spaces where I've put this, I've just cut off the ends, stuck it on. It works really, really good for different things. You can also put batteries in here, you name it. So really, really simple, but they work very well. And this is the only new addition to it. So this is the Mac band split, and you can see I put in a bunch of different syringes there just to demonstrate the capability. This guy has a couple loops of this size and then a couple smaller loops. So this is great for medical providers that do want to carry a range of med admin stuff, because you can have, you know, your 10 ml flush, your 10 cc syringe, your 3 cc, your 1 cc, and a couple blunt tips all fit really well. So these next 4 bands are very, very small, and they can hold a lot, obviously, smaller items. So this is the Mac band split, and I think this is my favorite one out of the 3. Bear with me, guys. We are moving right along. These are the stretch mesh pockets. Now, if YouTube didn't automatically put chapters, hopefully I was forward thinking enough to throw chapters into this video and you can just skip to whatever you want to see. But these stretch mesh pockets are pretty versatile here. You saw one at the beginning of the video in this guy. So these are essentially just pockets you can throw on anything, and they allow you to put a variety of stuff. So the biggest thing for this guy I can see is probably doing carrying your cell phone. So I've got a 13 Pro Max, I believe, and as you can see, it fits in the mesh pocket perfectly. But any number of things will fit. You know, I've got, once again, the Med Mag from Sore Rescue. You know, if you're worried about retention here, you can get a second one of these and put them at the top, and then just kind of have a rich rip pouch right there. I haven't really noticed any issues with these tearing off. Obviously, if you overfill anything, it is going to pop the Velcro, but it does take quite a lot of pressure to actually do that. So this pocket's great. Now, when you buy this one, it does come in a 2-pack, so keep that in mind. Now, we've got the stretch mesh pocket large, and this is very much like was on the admin pocket. The large stretch mesh pocket is divided into 2 sides. If you want to turn it into one large kind of dump pouch, you just pull up that middle, and then you can use this for whatever you want. Now, I will note that the width of each of these is just a little bit less than the width of this guy right here. So it's not 2 of these put together, it's 2 slightly smaller ones. What I've noticed is that my phone is just big enough to fit into that, but to get it in this one without any issues, I have to take off the case. So it's just slightly different. Keep that in mind when you're purchasing them. Also, this one only comes with one, where these are a twin pack. So these last 2 Tactigami pieces are for people that have kit that don't want to buy specialized stuff to contain their supplies. They want to use either MOLLE attachments or their own holsters to have some kind of organization within their pack. So first we have the MAP pieces. Now these are basically Velcro MOLLE squares. You can get one, I think it's 4 MOLLE spaces wide. This one's 1 and this one's 2. So if you have a MOLLE accessory, you can just MOLLE them on here and then you can put that on any surface. So this is great for people that have a lot of like extra like tactical kit sitting around. They didn't know what to do with. They can now throw it in their pack. So this right here is just a piece from Blue Force Gear. Obviously you can use stuff that isn't proprietary to Vertx and throw it on there. So I really like these pieces. Obviously this is the one strip here. I notice if you have something that MOLLE's really, really tight, like for whatever reason, the bands are a little bit closer together, it can squish these up and you can reduce the amount of surface area on the Velcro, but I haven't had anything come off or have any kind of issues. I've been using these for a while. Now, one of their newer additions are going to be their BAP straps. Now, I swear I'm gonna get one of these acronyms wrong. I don't even know what half of them stand for. There are 3 sizes of these. You have the large, the medium, which I don't have yet, and the small. My favorite, even though I don't have it, or the one that I'm really excited to get my hands on, is the medium for one particular reason. And that's because this will allow us to take a holster for a firearm, like an in the waistband holster, and actually put it onto that. It's the width of a belt, and then you can Velcro this to the pack. So I don't like off-body carry a ton, but it is nice to have a place to store your firearm, and there are certain situations where you might want to throw it in your backpack. This is a great solution that doesn't involve you taking it out of the holster and putting it in another holster that they've made. I'm not a huge fan of their Tactigami subcompact holster that you fold around the gun. Haven't had good luck with retention. It's either way too stiff and it's hard to draw, or it just kind of falls out. Neither one is super great for a holster, but these BAP straps really allow you to use your own stuff. I like keeping in a Kydex holster where the trigger is contained and I really don't have to worry about it. So for the medium and large, these are actually 2 pieces. So I can take these apart, I can size them as needed. If you buy their like rifle scabbard that they sell, it'll come with 2 of these larges inside of it, and that'll just allow you to retain your rifle within the case. So it's not banging around as you move. They work very well, and you can size these any way you want to take on a number of different sizes. Obviously, the medium is between these 2. Now, don't be fooled when you're looking online and you see the small BAP strap. They look big on the website, and then I got these, I was like, holy crap, these things are tiny. If you're a smart consumer and you're really looking at things closely, you can figure it out that they're tiny. They're not hiding that they're small, but it could confuse you, and I could see somebody buying the small one and being like, oh crap, what did I get? So I was a little bit confused on like what the use for these were right at first, but there's actually a lot of stuff these can do. So if you've got one of those cylindrical sharps containers, it can hold that pretty well. Here I've got a SIG mag that I just shaped it around. We can throw this on any kind of pack, and it's really easy to draw out of, retains its shape, and I can throw it right back in. As far as retention here, it's pretty sturdy. It's not gonna go anywhere, especially if it's inside your pack and has any kind of pressure in the front, but this is another option for you. A lot of this is kind of figure out what works for you and buy the right thing, which is one of the reasons I'm making this video. Now, if absolutely no Tactigami accessory I showed you today is going to work for your needs, this one will work for a variety of different people, even though it's technically not Tactigami. So this is the SOCP panel, and this has been around for a while. You've got clips up here to clip it in your backpack. You can just remove these for most of it. But this is a large surface area to MOLLE anything you want to it. So if you have different mission sets, you need to switch quickly. You don't like Velcroing everything in and out because it's loud and it can be kind of obnoxious. This is one great option for you. You can just MOLLE stuff into this, take it out when you're not using it, throw it in your pack really quickly, and then you can put this in a variety of different places. So the SOCP is definitely an option. I really haven't had occasion to use these all that much. One thing that's worth noting is none of this stuff is only going to work with Vertx packs. I've noticed with the 511 amps, those all have Velcro backing. You can throw these in there, no problem. Even like medical packs like the RATS pack and stuff, if you want to add like an admin panel, these will work great for that. So, if you have a different pack, you don't really want a Vertx pack, or, you want to adapt these to different organizational structures, you absolutely can. If you have any questions or comments about these accessories, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.